Love it. It's okay. We can pretend to eat it.
We all want hugs.
There you go. Hey, Nick.
Let's do this thing.
Hey.
I love you.
I love you too.
Okay.
Okay. Let's hold hands.
Can everyone please be seated?
Are we in the middle?
Yeah.
It's gonna be good.
It's gonna be great.
I'm gonna cry so much.
Okay. Okay.
Well, welcome, family, friends, and loved ones. Thank you all for joining us today on this special occasion to celebrate the wonderful love shared between Colin and Erin. First off, I wanted to acknowledge the parents of the happy couple. We have Grace and Alan, who are here to my left, and Michelle and Dan to my right. The love you each have provided, as well as the example you've set for the couple, have shaped their understanding of what a successful partnership looks like. And in getting to know the Maimira family, it's clear that Colin is the man he is today because of the values that Grace and Alan have instilled and the loving family that you've created. We also would like to take a moment to recognize the loved ones who are unable to be with us here today. We recognize our Nana, Margaret McGilvery, who was unable to make the journey to be here, and we remember John McGilvery, Jim Barillo, George Yamaguchi, and Terry Maimira, who are here with us in spirit. Erin and Colin, your marriage is a promise to love, respect, trust, and honor each other. This union represents your commitment to support one another as individual beings and share your joys, sorrows, and dreams as one. Next, I'm going to call up my mom, who's going to be sharing a meaningful reading. Mother, the floor is yours.
Should we get out of the way?
So sorry. That's okay. Hey, okay.
Yeah, okay. My nose is.
To love is not to possess by James Kavanaugh, a wedding poem. To love is not to possess, to own or imprison, nor to lose oneself in another. Love is to join and separate, to walk alone and together, to find a laughing freedom that lonely isolation does not permit. It is finally to be able to be who we really are, no longer clinging in childish dependency, nor docilely living separate lives in silence. It is to be perfectly oneself and perfectly joined in permanent commitment to another and to one's inner self. Love only endures when it moves like waves, receding and returning gently or passionately, or moving lovingly like the tide in the moon's own predictable harmony. Because finally, despite a child's scars or an adult's deepest wounds, they are open to be free and be who they really are and always secretly were, in the very core of their being, where true and lasting love can alone abide.
That's so nice.
Thank you, Mom. And now Grace is going to be sharing a meaningful poem. Oh, and I have that. Called me out.
The Art of Marriage by Wilford A. Peterson. Happiness in marriage is not something that just happens. A good marriage must be created. In the art of marriage, the little things are the big things. It's never being too old to hold hands. It's remembering to say, I love you, at least once a day. It is never going to sleep angry. It is no time taking the other for granted. The courtship should not end with the honeymoon. It should continue through the years. It's having a mutual sense of values and common objectives, and standing together facing the world. It's forming a circle of love that gathers in the whole family. It's doing things for each other not in the attitude of duty or sacrifice, but in the spirit of joy. It is speaking of words of appreciation and demonstrating gratitude in thoughtful ways. It's not looking for perfection in each other. It's cultivating flexibility, patience, understanding, and a sense of humor. It's having the capacity to forgive and forget, and giving each other an atmosphere in which each can grow. It is finding room for the things of the Spirit. It's a common search for the good and the beautiful. It's establishing a relationship in which the independence is
We
equal,
should just put him down.
dependence is mutual, and the obligation is reciprocal. It is not only marrying the right partner, it is being the right partner. It's discovering what marriage can be at its best.
Thank you, Mom.
Thanks.
Full place back. You didn't pay me enough for this. All right. Well, thank you both, my mom and Grace, for those beautiful readings. Well, although many of you may know either Colin or Erin individually, I would like to share a bit about their story as a couple and why these two are just so perfect for each other. Erin and Colin met on their very first day at Temple Medical School. They were getting the inaugural tour, meeting so many new faces, many of which are here today. Both equally as excited as they were nervous to embark upon a journey they had been dreaming about for years. In separate touring groups, Erin spotted Colin from across the room and gave him what she thought was a fun, carefree smile. Her smile continued until moments later, when her prolonged stare caused her to crash into another classmate in front of her. Flash forward 5 years, and Erin's head is still spinning for Colin.
Got him.
Nailed it.
Got him.
My favorite part of this story has to be days later when they finally went on their very first date. Instead of meeting at the restaurant, which is walking distance to Colin's place, Colin, ever the gentleman, walked over a mile through the Philadelphia heat with flowers in hand to meet Erin. And from there, they both Ubered all the way back to Colin's side of the city to the restaurant. And although Colin might have been, or definitely was, dripping in sweat when he arrived at Erin's apartment, this was the first of many signs that he was a true keeper and was willing to do anything for my big sis. With Erin, what many of us admire about her is her deep compassion for others. At the hospital, she is known to invest extra time with her patients' families, helping them understand complex topics and making sure they feel heard and respected. Well, growing up, I could not have asked for a better older sister. She has always guided me through life and has been my greatest supporter. I can honestly say that without her constantly helping me with everything from homework assignments to college essays and instilling in me the confidence to take on the world, I would not be the person that I am here today. One of my fondest memories with Erin was taking a post-college trip to Europe, staying in the cheapest hostels we could find, including a 6-bunk hostel room in Dublin, Ireland. The very first night, we were getting settled into our bunks when a somewhat menacing man appeared and settled into the bunk beside me. The next morning, when we woke, Erin looked pretty disheveled. She explained she stayed up all night, prepared to defend me, if needed, from our bunkmate. Meanwhile, I got a full 10 hours of sleep per year. I now realize that she instinctively chose to protect her little brother, as she's done countless times before for both myself and Hannah. I should also add that that was the first and only night we stayed in a hostel on that trip, thanks to my mom, dad, and their Mayor Awards program. But regardless, the story shows that Erin will always be a fierce advocate, protector, and friend to anyone in need. It was very unsurprising to those who love Erin that she was able to find a partner equally as generous, driven, and wise. I've been so grateful for the opportunity to get to know Colin over these last few years, and I can understand why so many people consider him to be a great friend. I even had the opportunity to spend time with Colin and his closest buddies in Mexico recently. I was able to see firsthand Colin's innate ability to bring people together. It's so clear that everyone there truly valued both his friendship and his wise perspective. And they even put up with him falling asleep on the couch at 9 p.m. As a whole, Colin is generous with his time and energy. He's a selfless person, and he's constantly committed to improving the world around him. Personally, I've been impressed by how calm and collected the dude always seems, except for when it comes to board games. Although I've loved growing up with two incredible sisters, I'm so happy to say that after today, I'll finally have a brother.
Got him again.
To me, what makes these two special is they truly care for people around them. They've dedicated their lives to helping those who are suffering. They're such giving friends to many, and they will always be there for those they love. Although their journey through residency and life will at times not be an easy one, their commitment to supporting one another through the good and the bad will carry them through anything. Now I'm going to give the bride and groom an opportunity to share their vows. Before we do that, can you guys just take a moment? Your friends are here, your family's here. We're at this incredible venue. Please just try and take a couple seconds to actually take this moment in.
It's so
Doing it.
awesome. I'm gonna cry a lot. Okay, I'm gonna
Okay.
Switch mics. Yeah.
Do I go first?
Do you want? Yeah.
Okay.
Do you want this real quick?
Okay.
I think yeah, right.
Okay.
So, would you like to go first, Erin?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll go first.
Oh, nice.
Okay. Okay. Is this a good volume? I'm very loud. It's good. Okay. Okay, Colin. I can't believe we're finally here. I met you after that fateful body block at Temple and felt immediately like I had known you for years. I've loved you ever since I blurted it out 6 weeks into our very new relationship. Colin, one of the first things I noticed and loved about you is that you've devoted your life to taking care of others. Whether it's counseling your best friends going through a breakup, comforting a patient through bad news, or simply helping me sleep during crazy insomnia episodes, you genuinely care about the people around you and do so often at a personal cost. I've seen friends and loved ones from all the seasons of our life together gravitate towards you in your light. It's a testament to your ability to nurture close relationships that our circle continues to grow as more people see how special you are. I've seen you give unconditionally to those around you, and I've learned how to become a better daughter, sister, friend, and physician because of your selfless example. Colin, I also love that you add humor and levity to all of life's moments. Remember when we were on our surgery rotation together, waking up at 4 a.m. only to get screamed at and doused in necrotic material in the OR together? Remember our smelly, leaky apartment in Philadelphia that most certainly gave us and all of our friends permanent lung problems from the mold? Remember when we had to scramble and move 2 weeks into residency while we were both on wards because of the loud TikTok house? Somehow all I remember from these challenges we've encountered together over the past 5 years is the joy I felt laughing with you about them after the fact. You've taught me how to focus on what's most important, let go of disappointment, and not take anything too seriously, myself included. I look forward to all of the hilarious mishaps that are yet to come. Colin, probably your most hard to describe quality, but one that has been most impactful to me, has been your peaceful presence. It is not a passive peace that comes from indifference or numbness to the world, but rather is very deliberate. You witness so much at work, so much suffering, and in the world in large, and yet you remain grounded, joyful, and purposeful. You are so sure of yourself and what's most important in life. You've tricked me into spending more time outside, taught me to let go of negative emotions that only seek to overwhelm, and showed me how to slow down, to find meaning in the simple and quiet moments. I owe you everything for showing me how to let this stillness into my life. I can't wait to continue to try new and hard things in this lifetime with you, and to continue to work on my inner peace that has grown infinitely because of you. In short, even though this is the longest vows ever, falling in love with you has been the easiest and happiest chapter of my life. It has been a privilege to be your partner and watch you grow into the amazing man you are today. I'm so grateful that you chose me to be your wife and cannot wait for what the future holds for us together. Colin, I promise to never forget how we began back in Philadelphia as best friends first before anything else. I promise to respect, admire, and celebrate you for who you are, as well as for the person you will become. On a related note, I vow to refer all of my patients in need of a GI doctor to you and you alone. I promise to appreciate all your acts of service and try to reciprocate, as I know you will always give words of affirmation which I need. I vow to always continue making everything a competition, to try my best not to mention my athletic ability in every conversation and to teach our children everything I know about sports. I promise to persevere when times get tough, knowing that any challenges we might face, we will conquer them together as a team. I vow to remember to slow down, be present, and enjoy the in-between and most important moments of our life together. I promise to continuously work on our relationship, prioritize our family, and fight for a happy and fulfilling future together. I love you, and I can't wait to continue to grow and love together as husband and wife. Okay, I'm done. I keep going.
So great.
Like, next page.
Here you go.
Here you are, sir.
I'm going to borrow this real quick.
Okay, yeah. Well done.
Oof. Tough act to follow. Oh boy. Okay. Here it goes. Erin, we made it. It's our big day. I couldn't really figure out where to start, so I'll begin by saying this. I love you so much, and I can't wait to marry you. I would not be who I am or where I am today without you. Sorry, I didn't think I would get so emotional. When we first got to Philly 5 years ago, I remember feeling so nervous and stressed in a new city, surrounded by new people, and with the hardest 4 years looming in the future. And then I met you. Excuse me. And I remember so vividly how at ease I felt with you. How easy it was to just be myself, and how funny and charismatic and smart you were. And in that first week, I knew I had found somebody so special, even if I didn't know how truly special you would become. Since that time, we've built a whole new life together, filled with memories I could list on for hours. We created a new home away from home in Philly, a new family with all of our medical school friends. Through our long study sessions in MERB or the Jeff Library, to our walks through the city, to the countless nights out on the town, you have always been the centerpiece of that home and the part that I cherish the most. I just wanted to recount just a few of the memories that encapsulate what I love so much about you. In our first couple of months of dating, while we toiled away in anatomy lab, I would get my daily, "Hey, you have a visitor," from Parker Miller, and look up to see your smiling face through the window waving hello. No matter what was going on, no matter how stressed you were for a test or from lack of sleep, you always thought of me and made time, no matter how brief, to check in on me in the busiest parts of our days. That is just a tiny example of the selflessness that you have shown me over and over since we have met. As we transition from the classroom to the hospital, it has been one of my greatest honors to see you in your element, becoming the physician that you are today. We have the unique and special blessing to witness each step in one another's personal and professional growth, while understanding the sacrifices and challenges that medicine requires to be successful. And you have been brilliant and dedicated every step of the way. But what has always stood out to me the most is your compassionate and big heart and your innate desire to do the right thing. When you come home with stories of your sick patients, instead of hearing about the medicine side of things, you tell me about how concerned you were for that patient's family, how you sat at the bedside explaining things for as long as it took for them to truly understand what is happening, how you hug them and how you cried with them, because that's just who you are. You care deeply and you care honestly, and openly. And those qualities apply to all of your relationships, not just with me, but with your family and all of your friends. That is what makes you such an incredible person who inspires me daily to be a better man, a better partner, and a better doctor. As we take this big step forward in starting our own family, I know that there will be ups and downs, unforeseen challenges, and so many things to celebrate. And so this is what I promise you as we take on this journey together. I promise to be your biggest advocate, to push you when I know you're capable of more, to remind you that it's okay to be stressed and tired, and to take time for yourself when you're feeling burnt out. And most of all, to remind you that you are a strong, independent woman who can do anything she sets her mind to. I vow to lean into your spontaneity, whether it's just going for a walk in the neighborhood, having a date night out in the middle of the week, or coming up with trips to visit faraway friends and family. I vow to always appreciate the little things that I adore about you, like when you crack up at your own jokes, or ask the inevitable birthday question to me, to our friends, or to complete strangers: what is the rose, bud, and thorn of the past year? And most of all, I vow to put you and our family first, to do my best to leave the struggles and the stress of the hospital at the hospital. I know that we will have arguments and different opinions about the challenges that we will face in life, but I vow to continue to compromise, to problem solve with you, and to always have your back. As you have so often reminded me, what matters most is that we are a team and that we will always be in this together. I love you so much, and I can't wait to marry you. Thank you. Colin. Am I taking this or
Good. Parker's got the tissue trash.
The dirty tissues.
All right. Let's get to exchanging these rings.
Oh, the rings.
All right, may I please ask the best man, Parker, for the rings? It's your time to shine. Got the goods.
Beautiful.
All right, well, can you please grab each other's hands?
At the same time?
Yeah.
Wait, I'll put it on his first.
Yes, Colin.
Okay.
Okay.
So I'll put it here.
Do you, Colin, take Erin to be your lawfully wedded wife, to live together in matrimony, to love her, comfort her, honor and keep her in sickness and in health, in sorrow and in joy, to have and to hold from this day forward as long as you both shall live?
I do.
And do you, Erin, take Colin to be your lawfully wedded husband, to live together in matrimony, to love him, comfort him, honor and keep him in sickness and in health, in sorrow and in joy, to have and to hold from this day forward as long as you both shall live?
I do.
Well, with nothing left to be said in front of your closest friends and family, and by the authority given to me by the state of California, it is with great honor that I now pronounce you husband and wife. Colin, you may kiss the bride.
I love you,
I love you
so
so
much.
much. You're the best. You did so
Your vows
good.
are so good.
Your
I
vows
love
are
you
so
so much.
good. I cried so much. Okay, ready?
Okay.
Oh wait, I gotta get that one.
All right, now everyone please stand with me. Awesome. Well, it is my distinct honor to present to you for the very first time as newlyweds, Erin and Colin.
We're supposed to go slow.
Slow? Okay.
Slow. Okay, now we're supposed to kiss.
I love you so much.